Right, brilliant. So yeah, welcome back to the Piece of MMA. We're here continuing on the road tours. We're here at Bad Company 2.0.
Hi.
2.0,
Yeah, I'm kind of calling it that. It's becoming that, yeah.
Nice. Obviously with Richard Smith, the founder, the owner, the creator of what we have here today. Richard, how are we doing?
Hi. Yeah, good, thank you. Nice to
Yeah,
see you.
nice. Yeah, I appreciate you letting us obviously come down, letting us take a look at the facility. It is some facility you have here.
Yeah, it's amazing, yeah.
Yourself as well, obviously, you've been a professional fighter, been world champion countless times as well, and now obviously coaching. Established in 1993. You
Started
started it?
in 1993.
Yeah.
I moved to Leeds in about 1990 from Sheffield.
Okay.
There were no Thai boxing gyms then, or that I knew of anyway. I was driving over to Manchester to train. I thought, well, if there's nowhere for me to train, I might as well at least start my own gym. I started doing some boxing in a boxing gym then, and then started doing it was just in a community hall two nights a week. We were in there till about 1998, and then I moved to Star Cinema on Glenthorpe Crescent in East Leeds. We were there for 26 years. Just moved, just this year moved to this facility here in Bramley. So it's been a long time coming. A lot of people say this is a bit of must be a dream come true, but to be honest, it's not, because I'd never even really dreamt that I'd have something like this. You know, I'm really grateful to Gym King, because we went in with them, and Gym King have put a lot of money and expertise into this. Liam Harrison, who's obviously one of my fighters, has come in, and we've made a real good partnership that's resulted in what you can see behind us.
Nice. And you were talking to me before. We talk about when Liam walked into your gym the first time when he was what 13, 14. Yeah. How was that relationship with Liam? And obviously he's achieved great things in the sport.
Well, I say this a lot. It's funny because everyone says, "Oh, I bet Liam was a talent straight away." Well, when Liam walked into the gym, he walked in with his cousin Andy, and they were both decent. You know, young lads, just seen it before. Young lads coming in the gym, wanted to train, give them as much time and encouragement as I could. But it was probably only been training for 4 months before I really started to take notice, because the consistency and the commitment and the keenness started to show, and I saw them staying behind and doing their own thing and coming early and doing all the rest of it, and suddenly I thought, you know what, these two have got something. So it was merely the commitment and the desire that was the first thing I noticed.
Nice. And obviously you mentioned that Jim King obviously approached you, sort of thing, and like you've not really dreamt of this. So is this vision? Is it not just your vision? Is it Jim King and Jay Parker?
I have to say I owe an awful lot to Jay Parker, who owns Jim King.
Yeah.
So we've known Jay and Jim King for a long time. They've sponsored the gym, they've sponsored Liam. They've been friends with Liam and myself for quite some time. And Jay said for many years, we should do something together. Jay's sponsored quite a number of local gyms. Tom Aspinall's gym in St Helens, he sponsors that and has kitted that out. He's never owned his own gym, and this is something that he's actually partnering and part owns. And he's the one that had the vision for this. He's the one that sort of forced or made this happen. And I'll be forever grateful to him for that, really.
Nice. And the facility is not just the facility; it means more than that. Obviously, you talked about that you wanted to keep the feel of it, that it's open to people.
It's already, it sounds strange, but it's already a place people love to be and love to hang out, and people are comfortable here, and it's got a nice vibe to it. It's a good place. People stay to chat and come early and hang out, and it's just a decent place to be, which is what you need. You need a community when you're a fighting gym. You're all going to be there for one another. It's an individual sport, and when you're in the ring, you're on your own, loneliest place in the world. But you need a team, and you need the camaraderie, people helping you and stuff. And that's what we've built over the years. Like I say, I didn't want young Liam Harrison's walking into the new facility, Bad Company 2.0, if you want to call it, and being put off because it was too slick and too glitzy and too expensive. And this is not for me. But hopefully that's not happened. We've been really busy since we started. Loads of new people, loads of kids, loads of people are looking at thinking you could be good. So it's going really well.
Nice. And we talked about your business as well previously. you held was it like the AGM for the WBC here
for Muay Thai GB.
for Muay Thai
So
GB. Okay.
Lisa and I, we've got loads of strings to our bow. Lisa and I are both on the committee for Muay Thai GB, which is the governing body for Muay Thai in the UK. And we had our AGM here last week, and because we've got a new facility, it was nice. A lot of the other committee members wanted to have a nosy at the gym, so we said, "We'll tell you what, we'll do it here." So that worked really well. The WBC thing you mentioned is because Lisa and I also coach and select the Team England, not Team GB, because it's separated into the countries. Team England for WBC Muay Thai. We're picking the team at the moment for Verona, which is the WBC World Championships in Italy in June.
Nice. And how long have you been doing that for?
Third year now. Fourth year. We went to Canada. First year we went to Venice. The second year, last year it was Bangkok, and this year will be Verona.
Play. And the age ranges, is it all amateur at
that level? We start. It starts at the youngest cat is 10 to 12, going right all the way up to adults, and we're taking a massive team this time. I think it's looking like we're going to take about 60 people this time. Team of 60.
Wow. So are you like on the road a lot, scouting like different talents and whatnot? Or
it's not really that. We held a Muay Thai GB British Championships Open tournament last October. The winners and the runners-up in that got invited to a second stage of the trials, which was a sparring event that we had here, same day as the AGM. And we basically selected the team from their performance, their results in the Open tournament, and then their performance in that.
Nice. Obviously, yourself a former fighter, Lisa a former fighter, and obviously the next generation of stuff's coming through. Finlay and Fergus both obviously compete at high levels as well.
They're doing well.
What's really your dream for them, really, in terms of this sport?
I hope they get out of the sport what I've had out of the sport. The people I've met, the places I've been, the experiences I've had. Good and bad. I always say that bad experiences give you stories. So I've had plenty of stuff where it's not gone right. We've been abroad and been treated badly. Been abroad and not had the performance we wanted. Things have gone wrong. Missed flights. Ended up being delayed in airports for 24. Blah blah blah. They're stories when you're finished. If it all goes well in your life, you've got nothing to tell people, have you? So it's just about life experience and building it up. At the end of the day, Muay Thai, fight sports are something we do to stop us from being bored. Really, they're not the end of the world. It's what it does for you personally and individually, and it's done such a lot for me, and hopefully it's doing a lot for them. It's certainly done a lot for our family.
Nice. And obviously you talked about really being a world traveller because you've been to so many different places. What's probably a hard question? What's the best place that you've been to? The best city? Maybe like the best tournament?
It's really hard that. Been to some great tournaments. I mean, tournaments are one thing, going out for one, pro fights another thing. Undoubtedly, the One Championship events are the best I've ever been on. They are, the way you get treated, the hotels, the treatment, the level of the production on the events, the fights, everything is just unbelievable, second to none. But I've been on some great events in the UK, all over the place. Hitman, which Liam and Andy are involved in, is unbelievable. They're sort of emulating the One Championship model, and they've put some great events on. So the sport's definitely getting better and bigger as the years go by.
Nice. And obviously being a coach now for a long time, do you have like a coaching philosophy at all, like something like rules that you stand upon and the way that you like to coach?
That's an interesting question. I don't know, not thought about it. I expect commitment. People can't fight unless they're taking it seriously, and they can't fight unless they're in the gym, regularly and consistently. You can't, just come in the gym when you have a fight and then not see you for 2 months and then come back and concentrating on fat camp rather than fight camp. I don't have that. So I suppose consistency. But also, we've all worked together. Get new people coming in the gym all the time. They're nervous, they're scared when they walk in through the door. I want the people who I coach to look out for that, welcome people in, help them. I'll give an example. Liam Harrison, one of the most famous fighters that's ever come out of the UK. Massive name, over 1 million followers, trains here. The other week, there's a guy came in the gym who's chatting to me after he did his first class, and I asked him how was your class? Do you know what you need to know about the classes and all that. So he said, "Yeah, that guy I was talking to before, he told me." And I went, "Oh, Liam." And he went, "No, that guy I was talking to." Says, "Yeah, Liam." And he went, "That Liam Harrison, was I speaking to Liam Harrison?" Oh my goodness! So that's made me proud. That's a great thing, that, because he's not, don't think he's a superstar. He's not acting like he's too good. He speaks to people as they come through the door. So that's my philosophy, really, building a community. And in a community, people have different roles and different skills and different strengths. Some rise to become fighters. Some come and help out in the gym. Some get fit and lose weight and learn to, throw a punch for the first time, overcome the fears. So that's my philosophy. I don't just concentrate on fighters. Sounds a bit worthy, but that is really, that's it.
Nice. And then obviously the transition from being a fighter yourself to a coach, has your perspective on Muay Thai changed in that period? And how the sport's developed
The
as well?
sport's grown and developed. My understanding of the sport's changed massively, but I think that's
Yeah.
more down to how it's evolved and how it's developed over the years. I don't know. I think I always kind of saw myself as going to be a coach. The gym I started at down in Sheffield, Chesterfield, within about a year of starting there, I ended up helping coaching because the guy who ran it had a busy job and couldn't be there a lot. So I ended up start teaching from quite early on in my, probably before I was ready to do it, really. And I've always done it, always had that in mind. And I think even the experiences I had as a fighter were more for me as a coach rather than me to ever be remembered as a fighter. I think if people ask you who Richard Smith is, will know me in the sport, they'd say I was a coach, not a fighter, even though I had a reasonably successful career as well.
Nice. And then obviously, you attend North Church as well.
Yep.
How would you say your faith has played a part into where you are today?
Massively. There's a lot of parallels between the gym and church. Yeah, I just mentioned about somebody walking in the door for the first time and been a little bit nervous and not quite sure. Well, that happens in church every week as well, and it's how they're welcomed into the church and how people speak to them and how the example they then see once they've been welcomed and have come into the church. Well, that's just the same in the gym. I try to run the gym in the same kind of way as I run the church. My faith, obviously. A lot of people say to me, "How can you be a fighter and punch people and kick people when you believe in Jesus?" And it's like, well, I'm not doing it because I hate them. I'm doing it because that's the rules of the sport that I do. In tennis, you hit the ball backwards and forwards. In my sport, you hit one another. It doesn't mean you have to hate them to do it. So. I think it's just a case of putting God into the equation of everything that we do, putting Him first, and trying to live by a little bit of an example. Everyone has a bit of a ministry. Whether it's within church, feeding the homeless, or it's outside of church, doing what we do.
Nice, and it's funny you say that because I think on the road, the nicest people that we've met are people that are fighters, that people that train Muay Thai, MMA, the most disciplined, the most committed people as well. So, no, I fully agree with you there. Fully agree with you.
Most fighters are pretty humble people. You wouldn't know they were fighters. They don't have anything to prove. They don't have to walk about being 10 men because they're proving it to themselves constantly. They've got the security there. So yeah, you're right.
Nice. And Rich, I could talk to you all day. I don't want to take too much of your time. The last question, that set of questions, just this or that questions, if you don't mind. So, like,
no problem.
The first thing that comes to your head, or the first one that you agree with.
This could be dangerous.
So, you can think of it as any perspective of the fighter, perspective of the coach. So, elbows or knees?
Knees.
Knees. Okay. Pad work or sparring?
Pad work.
Okay. Southpaw or orthodox?
Orthodox.
Okay. Conditioning or technique drills?
Technique drills, but you can't do that without conditioning.
Okay, we'll do giving and then receiving. Leg kick, head kick. Which one would you rather receive?
Head kick.
Which one would you rather give?
A low kick.
Look, nice. And last one, clinching or distance fighting?
For me personally, or to watch?
Oh, both for you personally first.
Okay, for me personally, clinching. I used to like that.
Yeah.
To watch, probably fighting on the outside.
Yeah. Nice one. Nice. We see a lot of the drills there was clinch work.
Yeah.
How important is that to a fighter in Muay Thai?
You need to clinch every day, really. Clinching is important. It's good for conditioning, good for fitness, good for strength, good for learning to use your balance. What we do in the clinch works when we fight on the outside. It's a very high scoring part of the sport. So yeah, it's something we have to drill and drill and drill.
Nice, Richard. I appreciate your time, man. I really do.
Right.
Humble man, even though you've achieved so much and you're doing great things. And I want to thank you for the community, not just in Leeds, but community all over the UK as well, for what you're doing for the sport.
Thanks.
Thank you,
for
sir.
coming. Cheers. Thank you.